All right, I'm with Johnny B. Johnny B, you want to talk about your experiences with at Olympia, man?
Yeah, man. Well, it was okay. So I think this reunion here has a lot to do with our experiences, right? So you talk about gyms, right? You go to a gym today and you're looking at LA Fitness or a Retro or, you know, whatever, Crunch. You go in there, you're just a number, you're a sign-in. Nobody knows nobody. Nobody looks at each other. What was Olympia Gym like? Mom and pop gym. It was like walking into your family's house. You knew everybody. Everybody loved each other, teased each other, ripped you apart from the front door to the bathroom, and you came back out and you gave it back, and everybody just had the best time. And so much so that the gym was the most important part, I know, for my day. Because I went in there and just had so much fun. I met a lot of people. They gave me opportunities. They gave me actually, you know, the gym was also kind of like, you know, I can look back at it now and think about it in this term. It was kind of like a therapy session, right? So I would work. I worked in a lot of clubs in New York City. And I was very young. I was really young. I started bouncing when I was still a senior in high school.
Really? So what high school did you go to?
I went to James Caldwell.
Okay.
My birthday's late, so I was 17, and I was Michael Braun from the gym. He says, "John, you want a job?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Go see so-and-so down at the hall and tell him I sent you." So I went down there and I said, "Yeah, Mike Braun sent me down." And he says, "You got a job for me?" And he says, "Yeah, you want to work?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Okay, can you do, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night bouncing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I could do it." And so basically what happened was that senior year, I had only 3 classes. And my first class, I think, started around 9 or 10 in the morning. So I'm literally going to school. I'm literally at school Wednesday. I go to school Thursday. Thursday, I go bounce in seat at the hall down in Vailsburg. Come home. Go back to school, my high school, on Friday, and then I'm bouncing Friday and Saturday night.
Really?
I was a senior. And then so that led me into New York City, where I started at Danceteria. Now,
wow, Danceteria. Yes, I remember it.
So here I am, like a 17, 18-year-old guy. I graduated high school now. And I'm at the front door. I work the front door. And I got to tell you, it was the industry club. So everybody was there. Run DMC just had their first. I mean, you name it. You know, anybody and anybody. I'm seeing everybody you saw on MTV, including all the VJs or whatever they were called.
Right.
And you know, I got to say one thing, though. These experiences, I went on to bouncing in other clubs before my life changed. But I'm going to tell you, all these experiences, being in these spots, and there was a lot of bad things that happened, but we got through them. I got through them. I got to say the foundation, a big part of the foundation that mentally made me strong was the fact that I was in Olympia Gym. And
how so?
I'm trying, you know, there obviously family history has a lot to do with it, but when you walk into the gym, and, you know, I'm originally, you know, I moved over into the suburbs when I was young, but I was coming from Irvington. Guys from Newark were in there. Everybody was rough. Everybody was hard. Everybody was pushing you to get better, to be stronger, to use your wit more, to take the abuse. You know, the gym was like a refining tool. And then, you know, as you get stronger and you get more of an attitude, and you'll be one of the bigger ones in the gym and lifting one of the bigger, heavier weights, it's just kind of like a snowball effect. Now, when I look back on it, was it a good thing? Well, if you had a more mature mind, it probably would have been a really great thing. But with a young mind, it was, it was almost like you're creating a ticking time bomb for yourself.
Well, you think you're indestructible at that age.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're just like young, dumb, and full of cum. You're
right,
just like,
but we're not indestructible.
No, we are, but we thought we were.
No, we thought we were. But you know what? We had so much fun. And look, here we are. And some of us made it through. Some of us did not. Some of us are not with us today, and it's sad, and they're missed. They're missed. But life goes on, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's it.
You're awesome. I would have you on anytime you want. Just talk about the club days.
Oh yeah.
I still remember you. I remember you at the gym, and you would always. I'm like, you go, my shoulder's all fucked up, but I'm just gonna keep going. You were just like, I'm just gonna keep it going.
No, I was like, that was like my thing. I like throw 400 pounds on that incline bench and bang it out. 225 on the presses, but you got to remember, I was literally running the front doors of major New York City nightclubs. Right. So if I didn't have that kind of strength and durability, I would have been done.
Right.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? I was, you're in charge of thousands of people a night. You got to be bigger and better than everyone else.
Exactly.
So that's what was my drive.
Right.
I got to be bigger and better than anyone else. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it back to this gym one day. So you talk about that story about me with the one shoulder in. It was like, I don't know what was wrong with me, but my arm always stayed like that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep it like that. You know what? I can do what I got to do. You figure out a way to do it.
Right.
And that was it. So, I don't know what to say to you. By the grace of God, that's what I can say to you. By the grace of God, I'm here.
It's just so amazing. I saw your face, and I was like taken back to us, 40 years ago at the goddamn gym.
Listen, these people in here, I lived overseas for years.
Oh, you did? Where?
Yeah.
Where'd you live?
Paris.
Oh, wow.
I ended up on Wall Street from the bouncing days.
Really?
And
that's a big change.
No, it was a huge change. A guy offered me a job. I took it. 8 months later, while I was training, I got my licenses. First shot. I studied really hard. And I entered into something called the world of institutions.
Okay.
And what that was I sought out money managers inside of banks, inside of the secret banks in Switzerland and Luxembourg and in France, and I advised them on what they should invest in the United States. Basically, I was raising money for companies going public. Of course, there was only the fax machine back then.
Right.
So a lot of trust and a lot of faith and a lot of deep relationships needed to be created and forged. Otherwise, these guys wouldn't do business with me. Now, remember, I started this business in 8 months to about a year. I was overseas trying to create a European department. I was independent, right? So I signed with firms, but commissions. So commissions, I make commissions, I get paid. I don't make commissions, I don't get paid.
Right.
So what the gym had to do with my success over there. But listen, I'm going to put it up to God. Really. If it wasn't for God, none of this would have happened. But the fortitude, the discipline in the gym, the lifting the heavy weights, the not putting up with anything until I got what I wanted to get, and that hardened New York City, pre-Giuliani New York City life that I led allowed me to deal with the most intense people I would ever meet in my life. Not the people pointing the gun, pulling the trigger at me. No.
Right.
That I went through, unfortunately, too much. But when I walked into the belly of the beast, and I walked into those banks in Switzerland, when I first started, I still was big, still like